Alright, so welcome back to another video, man. No intro today. Do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. And with the Boston Celtics have been playing crazy lately, and with Jayson Tatum and everybody going crazy with these 50-point games, 40-point games, the Celtics have seemed to take over the NBA. And we really got to talk about that. So we've been reacting to the video by Thinking Basketball, because they always drop some banger videos. Y'all know I love some Thinking Basketball, so make sure y'all check them out. Video link always in the description as always. But yeah, we'll come here to check their video of why they think the Celtics are one of the best teams in the league. Like I said, they've taken over the NBA, and this should be a good video. So let's just hop straight into this video. Alright, like I said, yo, shout out Thinking Basketball, because this should be a good video, because the Celtics have really been killing it lately.
The Celtics are rolling, sporting the best point differential in the Eastern
Conference. Yeah, the boys been going crazy.
And a 20-6 record with their current starting lineup of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Rob Williams,
yeah, them boys been going crazy,
and resident superstar Jayson Tatum. Boston now boasts the second best defense in the league.
Yeah, Marcus Smart is so good on defense
the entire season. And since December 30th, the Celtics are outscoring teams by a whopping.
That's a tough shot from JB.
The
Celtics are really turning around this season.
Roaming away from the ball. He's on a spot-up wing here and can unleash his weak side shot blocking. And Boston tries to keep Williams in particular spots on the floor. Again, he starts on a wing and switches to the dangerous Ja Morant, but that's just to keep him low. When Morant pops out the other side, Boston switches again, and this is so coordinated that this defender doesn't even need to look to switch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From there, Williams stays in the paint against a big and uses his shot blocking gifts to send it into the stands.
But Robert Williams really be blocking shots like it's nothing.
Triple switch where three defenders are involved. Tatum switches onto Morant, but Smart doesn't take his man, instead going to the corner, and Rob slides in to take Tatum's man. This can work because Jayson can hang with Ja, who doesn't even try him on this play, and it ends up in a really well-defended shot.
Like I said, when you just watching a game of basketball, you don't see this, but when somebody's breaking it down, it's actually crazy.
There's Smart sliding down, so Kemba can triple switch back to the diminutive Kyle Lowry. But there's no small guard to protect anymore, so these switches are about weaponizing the defense. Smart and Rob exchange behind the play here, keeping Williams in the paint, and since Nick Claxton isn't a threat in that spot, Smart can sit on Kyrie Irving's right hand to help Grant Williams. Rob can control the paint if he gets a
That's
step,
a great defense.
And Smart sinks perfectly inside Claxton, and the whole thing is just a defensive clinic. Smart is now Boston's smallest player most of the time, and he loves switching.
He's so good. Look at it. He's so good.
Holding his ground because he's a 6'3"
Hey, yo, that's
who
crazy.
Can guard bigger positions, which helps avoid any mismatches from all the switching and lets Boston set the pieces behind the play the way that they want.
Yo, Marcus Smart, nice with the drawing the charges.
All defensive value before blowing up screens at the point of attack. It helps to have a savvy veteran like Al Horford out there too, and yet he can guard the post and provide some paint protection with shot blocking or sliding over and taking charges.
That's a good
helps
charge.
Him rank 6th in the league in forced turnovers per possession. He can also make some
They really have taken over the NBA though.
He and Grant Williams are preparing for Morant to come off a screen, but instead DeAnthony Melton slips to the hoop and Smart somehow arrives at the same time the ball does, which is enough to save a layup. And then Grant is nimble enough at 6'6" to stay with Ja in a packed paint and destroy his shot attempt.
They're nice.
A huge key to all this switching is how interchangeable the parts are. The 6'6" Brown passes Kevin Durant to the 6'6" Williams, and now look at the floor. Rob can roam off his man to deter a drive, and if KD goes to his sweet spot, Smart can dig over and bother the shot, and
it has a great defense.
Turnover. This is all excellent coaching from rookie Ime Udoka, making sure his switch defenders aren't exposed.
I remember when some people was like, they should fire Ime, and I was like, why?
On an island. Horford switches onto Irving, Rob can roam off the corner to help, and Smart is trying to move up into Kyrie's other driving lane, and his little stunt there toward the middle is enough to trip up Irving.
The pass would have been nice.
On this one, Morant is passed all the way over to Tatum. On the inbounds, Rob and Smart switch this ball screen so Williams can come off the weak side, and Smart is up near the elbow again to help build a wall against Morant so Tatum doesn't have to guard him alone in isolation, and that's another excellent defensive trip until a loose ball foul on the rebound. Boston's personnel makes this system work. Jaylen Brown is a physically sturdy wing who can guard perimeter players well, and while he's better
they
on
really
the
have
ball
turned it
than
around.
off it, he's still big enough to offer resistance in the paint, on switches, and in help. Then there's Tatum, who's a tapered 6'8", and he adds length and rim protection on the back line, and his man defense
50 and 44
too. He has the strength to bang with bigger forwards down low. He also uses his length wisely, walling off KD briefly here, and then forcing a turnover by poking it off Kevin's hand.
Yeah,
Durant did get Tatum a few times this game.
One thing I want to say is Robert Williams is like the perfect fit for this team, now that I'm noticing it.
He gets a step and Jayson can't recover. And notice the difference in rim protection with Rob Williams up high instead of sitting on the opposite block. On the very next trip, Tatum really locks in though, picking Durant up high, sliding his feet, and then because of that length, it's just about impossible to guard Durant better than that.
Good defense.
His defensive agility and footwork has really stood out at times, later in the game locking up Kyrie in isolation, and it helps to have defenders behind him in the lane, but Tatum's physical tools do a ton of the work there. Of course, Jayson is the centerpiece of the Celtics offense, and after an
I was watching like Draymond Green's podcast like recently, like a week ago or two, when he had Jayson Tatum on. Jayson Tatum's like a really good guy, like just a cool ass guy. I had to say that.
Bumpy start to the season, he's scoring 29 points per 75 possessions on a healthy 59% true shooting since December 1st. More importantly, his decision-making has tightened up, and he's making quicker choices while slowing the game down. Here, he hesitates on an extra pass, and that turns into a contested jumper for Brown. Or on this Derek White drive, when Tatum gets it back, he record scratches the entire offense, but White had relocated to the corner for a wide open three.
Derek White's a good pickup too.
Compare that to some of the masterpieces he's authored lately, where in Philadelphia, he touches along that extra pass instantly, leading to a wide open look. Or on this play, he catches it and goes right away, only to spin into traffic and quick dish it to the corner for another open triple.
Good way to make something out of nothing.
I've talked about Tatum's development as a playmaker before, but this is about more than that.
Ooh.
This is about his tempo, his control of the game at his speed while making the right decisions. He turns the corner off the screen here and is methodically reading this corner defender while dribbling in traffic. And since he never slides over, it's a lob to Rob. Lob to Rob. I like that.
I said it before. When you're when you're playing basketball at like this level that they playing, the game has to slow down for you. Like it's not just regular for these people. Like the game slows down for them so much where they could do stuff like this. When you're the best in the world, it's crazy. Like it's amazing. Like you could tell like the game really does slow down for them.
Later in the game, it's a similar situation. And the second the corner defender moves in, he punishes him with a laser off of one hand for a 4-foot jumper. This is the art of playing slowly while acting quickly. And Boston's offense is better for it, with a 1-18 offensive rating with Tatum on the floor since December 1st, which would look like a top 10 offense in that time
span. Good screen by Rob.
Jayson is also such a big body that he's able to hold off defenders while pushing his way into the paint to find his spots. This is similar to how Luka Doncic uses his big frame to go where he wants with a live dribble, even all the way to the rim.
That's too easy.
You can also see his control in how he handles traps, calmly using his size to pass over the top, which leads to another open shot. He doubled in the post here, and again, it's a relatively quick action to find the open man, and then some nice extra passing from the Celtics brings it back to him in the corner. Boston has enough connective tissue passers to take advantage of Tatum.
I saw something recently where it was like would you be able to like hit open threes like a casual person like me or you? Would you be able to hit open threes in the NBA while somebody closing out on you? Most people would probably be like, yeah, I could do that. But like, you understand, these people are like 6'5" to like 7 foot tall, closing down on you. Do you think you'd be able to hit some threes with people closing out of that height at you? I would say I could probably get like one or two, but like consistently, probably not. So this is why it's just so crazy to see people do this, because like it's crazy stuff.
Tatum's quick attacks. It was Horford there moving it along to a shooter. And on this play, the Nets throw a ton of defensive attention.
I remember this play.
Overmatch Seth Curry, and Tatum flicks it to Smart, who instantly moves it to the corner for a Jalen 3. I think Smart has actually been a huge key on offense.
Yeah, Marcus
too,
Smart
playing a more traditional facilitator role as the point guard, which helps reduce Tatum's load. Smart's not much of a scoring threat himself, but he's good enough to run certain pick and roll actions and set up teammates.
Oh, hey, yo, that was that was a dime.
Pure passer, so he can read a dynamic opening like this when Rob dives to the basket. And Marcus's decision making has been better this season, passing up borderline shot attempts for himself to set the table for his teammates. By the way, Grant Williams can absolutely stroke it on these spot ups. He's at 44% from 3 this season and 51% from the corner. So, if you're keeping score, the Celtics have multiple bigs who can stretch the floor as shooters. Most of them can pass as well, either from the top or in more dynamic situations like this.
Look at look at Al Horford, bro.
Frees up Jaylen Brown to do what he does best, which is score and finish plays. Brown isn't nearly the playmaker Tatum is. You don't want him playing a ton of pick and roll, for instance, but he is excellent on sharply attacking from the top like this, or coming off ball for unencumbered isolation touches in his sweet spots.
That's a bucket,
the other big
bro.
thing Smart does by playing point guard is he keeps that defensive lineup so big with multiple rim protectors and all those switchable similar parts that communicate and work together so well. I'm not sure where the Celtics are going to finish in the Eastern Conference standings. They've climbed all the way to 5th, but between Ime Udoka's coaching, their defensive personnel, and the continually expanding brilliance of Jayson Tatum, they look like a team that has enough to make it all the way to the NBA Finals. To support this channel.
All right, man. Hey, yo, shout out Thinking Basketball. Let me transition real quick. All right, yo. Hey, yo, shout out Thinking Basketball for another bang of a video, bro. Like I said, the Boston Celtics have taken over, and I didn't know that they was so nice on defense like that. So for Thinking Basketball to break it down like that, it's crazy. Like I said, like when you're just watching the game on TV or whatever you watch it, like you're not noticing these plays or like they set what they're doing. But when somebody's breaking it down like this, it's so amazing. And I see why the Boston Celtics are taking over the lead. JT back-to-back games of what he had 50. He had 44 like what yesterday. So like I see why they've taken over the lead, man. But yeah. If y'all enjoyed it, let me know how y'all feeling, man. Drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'm gonna catch you next video. We out of here. Peace. Oh yeah, and follow my Twitter. Link in the description. Yeah.